Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. As you know, I only make videos when I find something intriguing, and of course, I'm intrigued. So I haven't made a video for a very long time, and it's because I've been trying to figure out what direction I wanted to take the channel in. A lot of my videos have been flagged for copyright reasons, and that's because I'm not able to come up with original content for the topics that I've been talking about. But that's fine because, like I said, this is Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. And we only make videos when we find something intriguing. And of course, I'm intrigued. So here we go. Today we're going to talk about a little bit of financial literacy, right? And if you want to know, that's where I've been. You know, all of this time while I've been not making videos, I've been out educating myself and taking the proper moves and the proper steps to grow financially. Not just as far as my capital is concerned or the amount of money I have in my bank account, but also with my credit lines and my ability to maneuver, increase my buying power, borrowing power, and those kinds of things. And so I'm going to bring some of that information to you guys because in watching many of the videos on my journey to educate myself, I realized that there are a lot of goddamn scammers out there, pardon my language. But when I say scammers, I don't mean people that are taking your money and trying to rob you. I mean people that are taking your time, taking your views, taking your attention, right, in order to gain clicks and notoriety for themselves, but leaving you with not real information, okay? So this video today is going to be about improving your credit and specifically fixing your credit, which is a topic that I think a lot of people search for and think that they can just fix their credit because these people are telling them that you can just pay for something and get your credit fixed. Well, here's the reality of the situation. If there's any amount of money that you owe for any reason on your credit, it needs to be paid. If it's not paid, your credit will not go up. Part of your credit score is based on your credit utilization. Credit utilization means that there's a big old pie full of money that you're able to draw from. But when you draw from it, you have utilized some of that pot. And based on how much of that pot you use is how low your credit score will go until that money is put back. Now, that being said, let's get one thing clear about credit score. Credit score is not a real hard set in stone number. It's an arbitrary number, a number that fluctuates and flexes based on what you have going on at the time with your credit. So again, if you have some outstanding credit, some outstanding loans, then your credit score will be affected by the money that you've used out of this pot. But as soon as you put the money back, your credit score goes up immediately. Credit score is not as important as credit profile, right? Credit profile is not your score, but actually what's going on within your credit. Do you have loans? Do you have credit cards? How many credit cards do you have? How long have you been using credit? How much of your credit are you using at the moment? How often do you pay? Do you pay on time? You know, do you carry balances? Do you have many inquiries for credit? You know, all of these things play a part in what makes up your credit profile. And some people, like me, can have a great credit score. When I started, my credit score was excellent. However, my credit profile was abysmal. It was skimpy. And therefore, even with a 730, 750 credit score, I could not attain or achieve any forms of financing, any loans. I couldn't get leases or anything like that because my credit profile was lacking. So let's first and foremost work on our profile. How do you work on your credit profile? Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to get some credit. Get yourself some credit cards, get yourself a loan. If you have absolutely no credit like I did, get yourself some. because there's one stat on the credit profile that you cannot manipulate, right? And that's length of the credit, right? There are ways to manipulate it, but we'll go into it later. But it's the hardest stat to manipulate, okay? And so the best thing to do is to get started. As soon as you're watching this video, hop online right now and don't just apply for credit cards, okay? That's another mistake, okay? If you want to get credit cards, you need to have a relationship with the bank that you're planning on getting a credit card from. So before you open up a credit card, first thing you need to do is open up a savings and a checkings account. Okay, they will let anybody open one, right? They'll take any small amount of money to do it. You open up a savings and a checkings account in any bank that you want a card in. Once you open up those accounts, you should be able to get a card immediately. But if your credit score is low or not, then we got some things that you can do to improve upon that credit score so that you can get a new card. Now, for those of you who have credit and your credit is damaged for one reason or another, please do not go to these people and pay them in order to have your credit fixed. Okay, you will pay too much money for something that will not be satisfactory. All right, you cannot just fix everything about credit. Okay, reality is, if you owe money, you do have to pay it. Right, you can get it consolidated to where it's all in one pile, and maybe you can even negotiate with the company so that they can bring the payments down a little bit. But at the end of the day, if you owe money, you have to pay it. Credit is how well do you keep your word? How well do you keep your word? So if you come up with any trick that does not allow you to keep your word, then likely another, it's a scam, and you probably don't want to be a part of it. You want a good credit profile. Credit profile stays with you. All right. As far as removing inquiries goes, which is another, not a scam, but misinformation that's out there. That's some more misinformation that's being fed to the people just for views, right? Reality is that you can remove just about any inquiry off your credit report, right? Credit card inquiry, for those who don't know, is when you apply for a credit card, you put an infraction against your credit report, and it says that this person has asked for credit, right? That is considered a negative mark on your credit score, and it will bring your score down. The reason is because if you need credit, you must be somebody that's looking for money. And if you're looking for money, you probably need some money. You understand? So that's a negative look on your credit score. That mark stays on your credit history for 2 years, right? It affects your credit score for about 6 to 8 months. Harshly affects your credit score for the first 3 months, and then as the months go on, it has less and less effect on your credit score. But the inquiry remains for 2 years, and some banks, whether the inquiry affects the score or not, the fact that it's there, you will be rejected for a credit card. Okay, so you got the problem that you got a bunch of inquiries on your credit score, on your credit report, and you want to get a new card. So you say to yourself, hey, let me get these credit inquiries off of my report. Well, here's the problem. Let's say you made an inquiry for a card, and you got the credit card, and now it's great. You want to get the inquiry off so you can go get some more credit cards. Well, what'll happen is, if you go and get that inquiry off, then the bank will do their investigation. Once the investigation is completed, they'll say, okay, you got this credit card, but it came to you with an inquiry that you didn't approve. So it's some type of fraudulent activity, and they'll cancel the card, right? Cancel the account. And then you'll have a closed account on your credit report, right? That closed account on your credit report will in turn drop your credit score. So you would have defeated the purpose of removing the inquiry, right? So removing inquiries is a great tool for getting inquiries off your your credit report and raising your score if the inquiries are recent enough. It's a great tool, but only for denials and rejections. If you apply for a credit card and you were rejected for that card, then you can, of course, by all means, remove that inquiry, make the adjustments that need to be made, and attempt to get that card again. Okay, so don't fall for the tricks out there. I'm gonna make some more videos about this. I'm giving out a lot of free game, a lot of free information. Financial game that I realize is all about your creativity and your perspective, and I've got some great perspective and some interesting creative ways for us to generate some money. So tune in. I'm sorry to the guys that tuned in for the boxing, but this information is great for you too. Everybody needs this kind of information. So this is the first video about a little finance, and there's more to come. These are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe. I read and respond to all comments down in the comment section. And I'm out.